clamp him.
Yeah.
Clamp him.
Clamp, don't jump
Get
no
him,
matter what. Don't jump. Don't jump in the paint. Don't jump.
Get out! What the fuck? I need a 3. That is so fucking gay. So.
You can take them. It was just because of that one.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to
No,
2K
no,
Sports
that-
and another exciting edition. And David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know.
Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free
No,
throw line too,
it's so
DA.
good, it's
There's just no answer. Boy, Chris, how much fun is it to have
No,
basketball
let's go
back? Talk
compete.
about some of the things you personally look for early in a season.
Oh, man, what I personally look for in the beginning of the season is how
There's
guys
nothing
develop.
for it. There's
And a
no
lot of
for
that
it.
is body language. You know,
That's
are you putting your head down
No,
and
okay,
dropping
you
your head
always
after a
lost.
shot? Are you not running
your
back
team's
on
just
defense
from
after a
this, like, drop
turnover?
DT
These are all
amateur
little
bronze
things that
level.
show what you're thinking about.
Damn, our
you know,
crew's in
I
bronze.
just kind of check.
Amateur bronze. No.
It was a good performance. Oh, you want to
Here,
do
guys,
that?
follow me.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter.
Yeah? Yeah, let's go, let's go. No one wants to play with the 74.
And no good that time.
Wait. Are these guys good?
Michael, get off. He's
Get on the squad up.
Get on the squad!
Yeah, squad.
Excellent D from Thomas. Over Paul. Thomas's shot is off.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Well, I like the decision making, though. I mean, that's a shot you want to keep taking.
And the story here, Kevin, early on, is how well they've shot the basketball.
Murray with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Harden against Murray. And he drops it in from the low post.
And the confidence from Murray, just so efficient from the interior.
Paul outside. To the inside. And the dunk by Capella.
Leaping off the ground with such ease. Capella is exceptional with timing. How to finish these alley-oops.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Thomas, that's good.
And guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Well, I wouldn't say that's his shot, but it's a shot he can make, and that really opens things up for the offense.
Pass to Tucker, kicks to Harden. Just 5 on the clock. The 15-footer, no good that time, and it's Denver the other way. Man passes to Murray. And it's blocked. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. He gets it in there. And that's now 6 points for Clint Capella.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Paul against Thomas. Jokic on top, all sorts of time. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
The D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined he'd come this far.
Even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I always said it's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just living the moment, trying to work hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, yeah, small lead so far, but it's building fast. They better watch out.
They've got AI. Morris is out there with Will Barton. Then it's Plumlee, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the four-man position. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second.
Great work to find the space to get off the open jumper. He's going to work hard for those.
The pass to Gordon. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Barton left side. Lays it up off the glass. Barton's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
The 6'11" Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. His mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
It's Barton with the drive. Good. Barton's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Well, it takes a lot of confidence and toughness to make that play.
Morris against Gordon. Now here's Rivers. Not a lot of room. Shoots over Barton. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 5. AI right side. On the wing, Morris. Barton against Gordon. Out to Morris. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Another three for Denver.
And a good job taking what the D gives him. He's not going to pass it up with that much space.
And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for Houston. The dish now to Gordon. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Green taking his time here. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Houston's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. He kicks to Rivers. But they'll get another chance. Three-pointer. And there's Green on the assist by Eric Gordon. Green's got 6.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Look at the Rockets. They shoot a ton of three-pointers, Chris, despite all those perimeter attempts. They get to the free throw line. And so it's the Houston Rockets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role.
They're making a switch here. AI has checked in. Green, he's checked in for Houston. And so in the game for the Rockets, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Green in at the small forward position. Murray kicks to Jokic. Bucket is good.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish. And Nikola Jokic came late to the game. He actually grew up horse racing. Finally started playing organized hoops at the age of 16. You never know it, though one of the most skilled big men the league has to offer.
Denver making a switch here. Plumlee's checked in. Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. Austin Rivers comes in for James Harden. And Jokic, Greg, said he was a fat point guard until he got taller.
Well, even now, Kevin, Jokic, not the most chiseled physique, but the point guard background makes sense. His playmaking for a center is off the chart.
AI dishes to Harris. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Harris has got 5 points so far.
If you let him get that deep, this is what you can expect.
Yeah, well, with his toughness and skills in there, it's a rough problem to fix.
It's Rivers on the wing. Guarded by Harris. And it's sent back by Jokic. And now the Nuggets fast break. Harris passes to Murray. And Plumlee kicks to Harris. Passes it to Jokic. Over Nene. Jokic, no good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Paul with the three. And no good. And it's Denver the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That will complete this four-game homestand.
You gotta love whenever Murray goes straight up with a jump shot off the pass. He's so good at reading the defense.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
For Denver, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Barton comes in for Jokic, and it's Isaiah Thomas in for Gary Harris. The Rockets also changing it up. Chris comes in for P.J. Tucker, and Eric Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. Big-time scoring is always a premium, Chris, when you're evaluating players on the offensive side. What do you hope to find as you kind of break down their game?
I hope to find that you can dribble, shoot, and pass. Because if you can do those things and you're a great scorer, then I know that if you get double-teamed, you can find an open man. That if you have the heart of an unselfish player, that you're willing to think 2-3 plays ahead of how to set someone else up that's struggling. Because a great player can always get their own. And also on the offensive side of the ball, are you careless? Do you value possessions? Do you make easy turnovers? And if you do make a turnover in the offensive end, what is your temperature like defensively? Will you run back and get back and try to get a stop? What type of player are you overall? Great offensive players are result-oriented, not necessarily seeking individual numbers or acclaim, and that's a big part of my evaluation.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And the wide-open shot from Green. Off target from outside.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And now let's highlight the highest scoring teams in the NBA. In second, the Rockets.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Paul Millsap is checked in for Denver. The Rockets also changing it up. Anthony comes in for Nene. And it's James Harden in for Green. The Rockets trail. Inside. Plays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the D, you know someone's bound to be left open, and Harden finds it.
Thomas kicks to Barton. Pass to Murray. Millsap inside, covered by Anthony. Harden against Murray. Lets it go from deep. Nailed from three-point land. Murray's got 10 points in the quarter.
Even when the D is breathing down his neck, Murray gets it done. Just an amazing shooter with an impressive stroke.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Paul Millsap with the rebound. And here's Denver. They're on an 18-4 run. It's Barton with the drive. Down low, Murray dishes to Thomas. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
What confidence from Harden. He's a lethal three-point shooter. He knows he has the green light.
What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for the Denver Nuggets. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
This is how you quarterback an offense. He sees and anticipates what the defense is doing.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Hernan Gomez. AI comes in for Porter. Harris has checked in for Thomas. And Murray's subbed in for Morris. And then for Houston, Nene, he's checked in for Anthony. Green comes in for Gordon. And Paul's subbed in for Rivers. Millsap against Nene. And Capella sends it back.
He seems to improve his shot blocking every year. That's what I'm talking about right there. Right there.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Harris trying to get free. Good work defensively by Capella. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Rockets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. That ties it up.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Murray surveying the D. Feeds it to Millsap. On the way, Harris. Here's Jokic. Rockets with the rebound. Harden has a wide open look. Misses off the left iron.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
Man. And the rebound goes to Nene.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses.
Money!
Showing why he wants to take on more responsibility, Kev. I mean, Capella's competitiveness in these big moments, admirable.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Man passes to Jokic. It's good! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Well, we want people to tune in, don't we? This is what they're tuning into. Big moments.
Timeout called, the Rockets. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
And Kevin,
And so it's a narrow victory for Houston, pulling it out for the double. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you later.
Guys, you gotta switch. We gotta switch on defense.
What was coach calling out there?
We good. We good. Stick together, y'all. Got no calls.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, it's been a rough start to the season. On one hand, the mishaps have generated valuable learning opportunities. On the other hand, you can't fall so far behind in the standings that the year's over before it's begun. You know, second-guessing coaches, that's a slippery slope. But let me at least pose the question. Kenny, from what you've seen from AI so far, should he be starting for this team?
Yeah, he has the talent, Ernie. I'm not really sure why he's on the bench. There must be something I'm not seeing because I'm not in practice every day. You know, so he designs his rotations based on it. But based on appearance, that guy should be out there.
Kenny, in college, you played for the legendary Dean Smith. I
Yes.
played for the legendary Dale Brown.
Yes.
And coaches want their players to earn minutes. Ernie, AI's done everything they asked of him and more. Set him loose.
Set him loose.
And right now, with
Release the hounds.
with the tip upcoming, time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Let's meet your Denver Nuggets starting lineup. Starting at small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Michael Porter.
We are live in Denver, Colorado, the hometown for the Nuggets for an Eastern versus Western Conference matchup right here. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. AI is checked in for Porter. Lenz checked in for Atlanta. Smitty, early in a season, how many of these surprising losses can really be considered upsets, do you think?
You know, the great teams, they look at it's like a marathon. They're looking to just get better. But I think for the younger teams, they will love to gain some confidence in knocking off some of these playoff favorites or these teams that's been, I guess, picked by us, the media and the fans, as the favorites. But I think a lot of teams look at it as let's just build. It's more about building to the end of the season versus at the beginning of the season.
On the court for Atlanta, and it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt, and it's Len in at the center position.
A terrific offensive rebounder. Here he is doing it again.
Pass to Harris. A minute 50 left in the first. Here's Millsap from 13 feet. It goes down. Millsap's got 5 now.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Bazemore passes to Prince. Back to Bazemore. Down low. And finished off by Collins.
Bazemore can give you a little playmaking from the wing position. Looking smooth in that pick and roll.
Harris outside. .104 left here in the opening quarter. 4 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Harris has got his second basket of the night.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
It's Prince on the wing. He's guarded by AI. Prince kicks it to Bazemore. Launches it. Kept alive by Atlanta. Prince wide open. The wing jumper off target. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Harris wide open. He shoots. Millsap. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. 7 points in the game.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Now Young. 12 points his last outing. And so it's Denver holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. Earlier, we had a chance to sit down with AI and asked him about his time in the G League.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the G League is tough, tough, tough. You know, you're going to learn a lot about what it takes to be a professional.
And AI put up strong numbers during his G League stint, but Greg, he recognizes just how hard success can be there.
And the G League is getting better and better, Kevin, in terms of talent. AI hasn't had too hard of a time adjusting to the NBA pace, and that speaks volumes for the steps the G League has taken the past couple years.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen the Nuggets really take control here.
So far, they've been active, scoring the basketball, built up a little lead here, and looking good.
The play calling has been perfect, backed up by beautiful execution. They've certainly captured the moment in that first quarter.
We've got Will Barton, also Isaiah Thomas out there, Plumlee out there with AI. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4 slot. That's the group on the floor for Denver. The Nuggets leading by 13.
Last season, there weren't a lot of bright spots for the Hawks. Lack of focus on the defensive end all year long. And the offensive end wasn't consistent enough to overcome those defensive struggles.
The Nuggets shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And looking at the numbers this season, they're shooting a robust 82% from the line. That's about as good as it gets.
And with the Hawks defense, Smitty, rim protection was a factor in their struggles.
Rookie John Collins was their best rim protector, but he wasn't enough. They made a point to go out and acquire some help in that area. That should go a long way toward turning things around.
You have to guard Young tight. You got to know he's thinking of shooting as soon as the ball hits his hands.
Outside Thomas. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Releases. Connects the jumper. Drops. Thomas got 4 points now in the quarter. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trail by 14. Up next for them is the Pacers in Indianapolis. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And for Isaiah Thomas going into free agency, what he thought might be a big payday opportunity was Greg. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Denver on top, up by 2. We're going to step. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one, AI is checked in for Denver. More and more, Steve, the NBA becoming about two-way players. Who are some of your favorites that fit that mold?
I think option number 1 is LeBron James. He does an excellent job, and obviously because of the load he's been carrying, it's been more, I would say, sided offensively, but he's capable. Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul. Draymond Green doesn't score much on the offensive end, but He does a lot of things as far as passing the basketball, setting screens. So them are some of those guys. And Kevin Durant lately has become one of those guys that you can count on blocking shots.
Love all those examples. On the court right now for the Hawks, the big men are Collins and Dedmon. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. And it's Young in at the 1 spot. They grab their own miss, and Dedmon throws it down.
Staying aggressive on the offensive boards. Dedmon's a tough guy to box out there.
Harris outside. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Back to Murray. 5 on the clock, and it's Jokic in the corner. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. That's now 8 points for Jokic.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, forcing defenders to come out and guard them, which could open up driving lanes if they want to take advantage of that.
Count it, and the Nugget lead has been cut back down to 1 point on the basket from Prince. For Denver, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Harris against Bazemore. Harris kicks to Jokic. Millsap down low. He's got 10. Again, the Nuggets score.
I like what he's given them tonight. Efficient offense that's helped fuel this lead.
Young finds Bazemore. Prince with it. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Not just hanging out on the perimeter. Prince showing his versatility and can challenge you at the rim.
Here's Murray up on top, defended by Young. Back to Harris. It loose from deep. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Taking a look at Oklahoma City, they ascend up the list to number 3 with some spirited play.
And I think Denver, they're obviously trending in a positive direction, but still working out some of those early season timing issues. But I have to say, I like what I'm seeing. Wow, has he flipped the switch at halftime? Much more effective here in the second half.
Denver calls timeout. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Will Barton comes in for Paul Millsap. Morris is checked in for Harris. And Thomas subbed in for Jamal Murray. Thomas, no good. The Hawks leading. It's Anderson with the drive, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Denver. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Near the three-point line, it's Morris. Len grabs the board. The Hawks leading by 3. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Bembry. He's guarded by Thomas. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Atlanta shooting their 7th. Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. And it's the Hawks' ball. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. Murray and Harris, the guards. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic. And it's man in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Here's Bembry. Millsap covering. Collins passes to Prince. Over AI. Prince misses. The Nuggets leading by 3. Harris kicks to AI. That one goes. Count it.
And even though AI didn't take a traditional path to the NBA, he's made inroads with the other players across the league. A lot of friends for that young man.
You know, it would have been easy for AI to view himself, Greg, as an outsider after spending time in China and the G League, but he's put himself out there and can always be found chatting with other NBA stars.
Taurean Prince saying, not on my watch. Spectacular D.
Anderson can't get it to go.
Low percentage shot from long range. Terrible decision, especially when you still have a chance to win this.
Here's Bembry, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, man, what a turnaround. Sensational play on D, and then the rapid-fire run to the basket.
Craig, they didn't wait around, did they? They went right for the throat.
They want to get out and run any chance they get. Superb D that generated into easy offense for them.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're behind by 5. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Jokic.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to listen in on what Lloyd Pierce was saying to the team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game. Fellas?
Thanks, David.
You know, he was undrafted out of Old Dominion. Ken Bazemore has come a long way. Didn't get much run his first few years in the league, but now he's an impact player.
He drops the first one, and that shrinks the margin to just 4. And so he hits both.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
And so they foul intentionally.
Shooting for Denver.
Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
And Murray has it all. A deadly shooter and a remarkable penetrator. Terrific guard play.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. 23 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And this huddle up about 2 things, the quick shot and then the quick foul.
And you're right. And if they do get the bucket, you love to foul someone who isn't automatic from the line. That would take good denial of the ball on the inbounds.
Young dishes to Collins. From deep, Prince. Denver grabs the miss. And an intentional foul right there.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
At the line for 2.
And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Dedmon passes to Collins. From deep, Prince off the mark. So the Nuggets win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the